We welcome you into Old Aggie Stadium this morning. Getting going a little bit late, but great job by the field crew here at Texas A&M. Beautiful infield now after a little bit of moisture, and we are ready to go. We kick off the day at Old Aggie Stadium in the 16U division. Loser eliminated. Winner will head on to the next round, needing 2 wins to find their way into the championship round. Iowa Premier National is the home team, or the visiting team, rather. Olivia Bark, your leadoff hitter. And that'll sneak through the hole at short, just out of the reach of Briston Hayes. So Olivia Bark for IPF National getting aboard to start, and it'll bring up Carson Davey. IPF Gold finding their way through yesterday to get to this matchup. And they put the ball in the hand of Evelyn Stuck today. Trying to lay down the bunt, and it just... Well, she does her job. Carson Davey laying down the sacrifice. Get Olivia Bark into scoring position here early on. Wind is blowing in sharply from center and right field at times. Shifty, but it is blowing in strong. So if you're going to punch one out of here today, it'll have to be a low-line drive. And taking third on the play, safe sliding in is Olivia Bark. Pretty good throw from the catcher, Morgan Staker, but the second it got away, heads up base running, and Bark able to take third base. Logan Kelly, the catcher, changes things for her. Big opportunity here to bring in an early run. A lot of ways to score it. But one of those kind of eliminated, if you will. Your routine sac fly may be taken away because of this hefty wind today. Well, Kelly takes the walk, and in some cases you might look at that and say, well, not the worst thing in the world. You've got a runner at first now, and it maybe puts your routine double play in order with one out in the inning, but probably not the best of situations considering the batter here. Cleanup hitter Cassie Johnson steps in. And what a weekend Cassie Johnson has already had here in College Station. Taken off for second. They were looking for the hot play and not biting on it. Morgan Staker smartly just holds on to the softball and lets Logan Kelly take second base. With Bark's speed at third base, no chance that they were going to risk that. And smartly so. And a good decision on the other side, though, for National, because now you take away that routine double play as mentioned. Well, while this conference goes on, talking more about Cassie Johnson, the hitter right now. Already 2 grand slams this weekend. Well into the double digits in total home runs this fall as a whole for the cleanup hitter Cassie Johnson. Umpire's going to break this up and say, let's get going. We had to wait long enough as it is here this morning. Much different weather conditions than yesterday. Still bright and sunny and a beautiful blue sky here in College Station, but much chillier than yesterday. Temperatures will just get into the low 70s. Evelyn Stuck is ready and deals. Those could be hard to track today, but it's no problem there for Sarah Schaefer, the third baseman. And a very important out number 2, and that's very well done by Evelyn Stuck to get past Johnson, get that second out. Not out of the woods yet, though. Good hitters up and down both lineups today, and here's the DP, Tegan Cavan. Slow roller down the line and just right in the base path, making the tag. Side retired. That was Becca Haig who made the tag at first. And they get out of it. Well done by Evelyn Stuck. We'll introduce you to the hitting lineup for IPF Gold. They'll come to bat in the bottom of the first. We head into the bottom of the first inning. No score in the top of the first, although Iowa Premier Fast Pitch National, coached by Greg Dickel, his team got the leadoff aboard and to third base with one out, but well done by IPF Gold. And head coach Bob Haig's got to be pleased with the way that his team got out of it unscathed. Sarah Schaefer is his leadoff hitter, the third baseman in the top spot. Briston Hayes, the shortstop, will bat second. And we'll see the second baseman, Chloe Conhurst, bat third in this bottom of the first inning. And here we go. Andy Jaskowiak is the pitcher for IPF National. Big cut and a miss at that pitch. Sarah Schaefer just couldn't find it there to the outside. Count is even up at 2 now. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the first. Called strike 3. Good start for Andy Jaskowiak. Here's Briston Hayes now. This IPF Gold team yesterday, a 5-1 win over Illinois Force, earning their spot here into this matchup. And they got to that point last night after yesterday evening, and very nail-biting win, 10-9 over Oklahoma Epic. And just making the catch. Good work by Carson Davey to track it down. Two down, and Chloe Conhurst will step in. Wondered how the wind could factor in and maybe play some tricks on infielders today on pop-ups, and already we've seen both teams handle it well. But like I said, the wind is shifty. Right now it's really gusting in from straightaway center. But we've seen it come in from right and right center as well, so it'll change around, and that's what can really make it tough. Sharp one-hopper to short. Across the diamond to first in time. Ashley Wolf makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3, bottom of the first inning. We've played one. IPF Gold and IPF National. Scoreless. We'll be back for the second inning right after this.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team One Elite Club Invite is coming to Kansas City.
And we get set to start the second inning. And a pitching change for IPF Gold. It was Evelyn Stuck who started this game and pitched well, got out of a bit of a jam in the top of the first inning. Leadoff hit. And that runner ended up getting to third with just one out, then a walk and a stolen base. So two in scoring position with one out. And Evelyn Stuck just buckled down. Got a pop-up and a routine grounder. And got out of the inning. Very nicely done. But the change here made. The new pitcher is Mara Kalupa, taking over in the circle for Evelyn Stuck. Facing Briley Person out of the gate. 6, 7, 8 hitters to bat here to start the second inning. For IPF National coached by Greg Dickel. Always enjoy talking to him, and had a good talk with him before the matchup. And you can see him down there by third base. He's having a lot of fun, as always, and he was talking a little bit with the pitcher there, Kalupa. Kalupa's pitch popped up. Play made by Briston Hayes. Defensively for IPF Gold here in this top of the second inning, Becca Haig plays first. Chloe Conhurst plays second. Briston Hayes, who just made that play at short, and Sarah Schaefer down at third base. The catcher is Morgan Staker. So with one down, here is Ashley Wolf, the hitter. The outfield for IPF Gold is Casey Rigby in left, Olivia Jackson in center, and Lauren Summers in right. Ashley Wolf awaits the pitch. Good play by Kalupa. Great effort as well by Ashley Wolf, but Kalupa was all over it. Didn't rush it, but didn't take her time either. And gets out number 2. Ashley Wolf retired. It'll bring up Caroline Glenn. The base is empty here in the top of the second. Wind continues to gust in from center field. On a clear sky, sunshiny morning here in College Station, Old Aggie Stadium. And as nice as Davis Diamond is, where Texas A&M softball calls their home now, this is still a great complex and a great venue and facility, make no mistake. Grounds crew did an excellent job to get this field in pristine condition before we were ready to go this morning. And a little bit of a delayed start, but it was worth it. Make sure we're set up for success all day long. There was a really, really big wet spot towards the edge of the infield between first and second. And the grounds crew took care of it. Caroline Glenn takes a strike on the inner half. Took a big cut there. The strikeout for Kalupa. So she comes on for the second inning and goes 1, 2, 3 in the top half. IPF Gold will come to bat in the bottom of the second. No score. Set to go for the bottom of the second inning. No score. Iowa Premier fast pitch gold, and leading off, Lauren Summers knocks it through the left side. First base runner after they were retired in order in the bottom of the first inning. And the cleanup hitter, Lauren Summers, comes through. This is the DP, Emma Schweigert. Knocks this out of play off to the right side. Change in the lineup, the defensive switch. Jaden Johnson is playing right field now for Caroline Glenn after they got Glenn to the plate in the first inning. Center fielder is Bailey Kroll, and the left fielder is Briley Person for IPF National. In the infield, Cassie Johnson plays first, Carson Davey at second, Ashley Wolf is the shortstop, and Olivia Bark plays third base. Logan Kelly is the catcher, and Andy Jaskowiak in the circle for IPF National. Trying to battle back after allowing her first base runner. A hit by Lauren Summers, who stands on first base right now. Summers peppered it through the left side to get aboard. And this ball is headed for the gap in left center. It'll one-hop off the bottom of the wall. Green light given. Here comes Summers, and now she'll hold up late. And what a job by the catcher, Logan Kelly. She really had to soar up, able to bring that in the edge of her glove. But ultimately a good decision there to stop, as Summers had initially taken a turn on third. And Emma Schweigert with a huge double to the gap in left center, and that'll be all for Andy Jaskowiak. Greg Dickel comes in. We'll see a pitching change, and we'll introduce you to the new arm in just a second. Right now, though, still scoreless here in the bottom of the second. The new pitcher is Tegan Kavan. Takes over in the circle for Andy Jaskowiak. Kavan is in the hitting lineup, of course, designated player, and just takes over as the pitcher here in the second. Jaskowiak started very well. Sat down the first inning in order, but a couple of hits to start the second has things in doubt right now. And a pop-up at the win helps keep in the dirt, and no problems there for Carson Davey. So good calm start there for Tegan Kavan. Goes without saying, but vital here, you just put something in play and on the ground. Infield corners really creeping in, though, expecting maybe the suicide squeeze play with Becca Haig at the plate. Bats seventh in the lineup, does the first baseman. And Haig trying to bring in the game's first run. Kavan angles foul. How about that stop at third base? Well, the wind, of course, blowing in is always going to play to the defensive advantage, but really in this case too, because when you're trying to save a run and you want to scoot your infield in, doesn't make for such a big gap there in shallow outfield. And this hit well enough into left, though, and coming on in to score is Lauren Summers. Great job by Becca Haig at the plate. The sacrifice fly brings in the game's first run, and it's a 1-0 lead for IPF Gold here in the bottom of the second. Able to tag and go to third on the throw, Emma Schweigert. They'll elect to intentionally walk Morgan Staker here. And it'll get to Olivia Jackson. Trying to entice again. A throw to second. There was a bit of a lead there from Staker. This ball line leaping up, Ashley Wolf. Oh my goodness. How about the athleticism from the shortstop, Ashley Wolf, and make sure there's no extra runs in this second inning. But one did come across. Lauren Summers and Emma Schweigert lead off the inning with hits, and Becca Haig with a sac fly. It's a 1-0 lead after two for IPF Gold over IPF National. Stay with us. We'll be back for the third.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given, all is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
to start this bottom of the third inning in a tie ball game at 1. Sarah Schaefer leading things off. If you're just joining us, Tegan Kavan took over in the circle last inning in the second for the starter Andy Jaskowiak. Jaskowiak went 1-2-3 in the first. Looking strong, but a couple of hits to start off the second by Lauren Summers and Emma Schweigert. And that's when we saw Tegan Kavan come in. And she retired all 3 batters she faced. Essentially, there was an intentional walk in there, but out of the control of the pitcher as far as what she's given the responsibility to do. So very effective for Tegan Kavan in the bottom of the second inning. Lifted up, wind is pushing it foul, and it is just foul. Well, we wondered when we would see the wind play a major factor here this morning, how long it would take, and there is your answer. That's a home run on most other days. Unlucky for Sarah Schaefer. And Tegan Kavan says, no big deal. There you go. That's how big of a factor it plays. Called strike 3 on Schaefer. Tegan Kavan's first strikeout, and it's out number 1 here in the bottom of the third in a tie ball game. Here's Briston Hayes, who was retired her first time up. First pitch strike dealt in by Kavan. Busy day yesterday for Iowa Premier Gold. Won their opener 6-2 before a 10-9 thriller, and then won last night 5-1 to earn their spot into this ball game. As Briston Hayes retired. Chloe Conhorst now with 2 outs and the base is empty. For Iowa Premier National, fell yesterday 1-0 to Aces Fast Pitch Premier. And there it is, called strike 3. A couple of them in the inning for Tegan Kavan. And the third ends just that quickly. We're all squared up at 1 after 3. We'll be back for the fourth.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club Invite is coming to Kansas City.
Well, following suit, you could call it a staffing day, if you will, but the game doesn't have any less importance because of that. But fourth different pitcher as we start the fourth inning. Emma Schweigert will take over in the circle. So we saw Evelyn Stuck in the first, Mara Kalupa in the second, Leah Morrow in the third, and now Emma Schweigert takes over for IPF National. Or for IPF Gold, rather, as IPF National tied the game up in the third. Able to get a leadoff single by Bailey Kroll on a close play. Nearly fielded and brought in, but Kroll able to reach and ends up scoring the tying run. Tegan Cavan leading things off. Well played by Casey Rigby. Unfazed by it, just stayed locked in on it and makes the play. Brings up Riley Person. Riley Person retired her first time up on a pop-out. Prior to that loss to Aces fast pitch yesterday, 1-0, Iowa Premier National had shut out their first two opponents, 10-0 and 4-0. Stopped, staying with it, and a first not in time. Well, tough play. Conhorst did well to get to it and keep it in the infield, and a good job as well by Becca Haig at first. Stretching out, doing everything she could to try to make the play, but Person is aboard here with one out in the top of the fourth. Ashley Wolf takes a first pitch strike. Wolf retired her first time up. To short, they go to second for one and relay to first, not in time, but did well to get the force out. Fielder's choice, 6-4 for out number 2. Jaden Johnson showing bunt, pulls it back smartly. And finally tracked down. They'll keep Wolf at second. Quick discussion going on here. If you're just joining us, we got started an hour late here this morning, but great job by the field crew here at Texas A&M. A big wet spot at the edge of the infield between first and second. They got that taken care of and set up for success here today. And the sunshine helping to continue to dry it out a little bit. And a tight ball game as expected, 1-1 right now. Winner of this game will take on Epic Fast Pitch 04. They claimed a 6-5 win this morning over Aces Fast Pitch 16U Black over at Veterans Park. Taken off, down for third, and in time. Caught stealing. Coach Greg Dinkel arguing it there at third base. He's saying nowhere to go, and now the focus on Ashley Wolf. A little slow to get up on a big collision there as she slid in. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Still tied up at 1 here in windy College Station. Back to work for Tegan Cavan here as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. Cavan took over in the circle for IPF National back in the second inning and has done very well. Yet to make it all the way through the lineup. But this is the part of the lineup that forced her to come into the game. Lauren Summers, who leads off this fourth, she led off the second with a hit. And Emma Schweigert, who right now waits on deck, had a double to follow, and that's what prompted the change in the circle. Tracking it all the way, Ashley Wolf makes the catch, and glad she's okay after sliding in a bit of a collision at third base, but she's fine and back out there. And handling shortstop well right there as she usually does, 1 down. Lifted up, opposite side this time. Carson Davies there to make the play. So outside of a near home run hit earlier in the game, the wind has not caused any problems yet on any pop-ups for these players. Casey Rigby takes the first pitch. And she was the first batter to face Tegan Cavan back in the second inning, and she'll have a quick word. Just probably enough time to reset the field once this game ends. And then, of course, as mentioned, our next game, it'll be Epic Fast Pitch 04 Smith taking on the winner of this ball game. Sliced out of play, battled off. This is the first ever league championship event that can qualify you for the Alliance National Championship. And everybody battling hard here because first through third place finishers looking at Tier 1 bids. Fourth and fifth place looking at Tier 2 bids. But historical weekend as the first ever league championship event to qualify for the Alliance National Championship. For the 16 and 18U divisions, that will be held at USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium, softball capital of the world, down in Oklahoma City. Well done to work the count there and battle. Casey Rigby works her way aboard. That's the first base runner to earn their spot on base, if you will, against Tegan Cavan. They did elect to intentionally walk Morgan Staker back in the second, but the first one that's really battled and earned their way there against Cavan so far. Becca Haig, who drove in the only run so far for IPF Gold. It was a sac fly back in the second. There you go, back-to-back walks for Rigby and Haig. So in a tie ball game, we'll see a change in the circle and formally introduce you to the new pitcher in just a moment. Tight one here between IPF Gold and IPF National. Morgan Staker. Pretty good contact there. Pitch misses, so it's after 2 walks by Kavan that prompted the change. But Kavan was really cruising. Had faced 9 batters. The only base runner against her was an intentional walk before the 2 walks that you just saw. Couple of strikeouts as well for Kavan. And of course no hits, but is on the hook for these 2 base runners right now. She got the first 2 batters of this inning to pop out. This could be the same. Tracking it down, making the play. Olivia Bark makes the catch. So out of the bullpen, Carly Goodwin retires the first batter she faces, and it retires the side in the bottom of the 4th. We've played 4. 1-1 ball game between IPF National and IPF Gold. We'll be back for the 5th.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given. All is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club invite is coming to Kansas City.
Following suit here to start this 5th inning, new pitcher for IPF Gold. And it is Lauren Summers. The right fielder moves into the circle for IPF National. And head coach Bob Haig. Emma Schweigert, who was previously pitching and initially listed as the DP on the lineup card, she takes over in right field for Summers. So here we go. Jaden Johnson leading things off. She was at the plate when the 4th inning ended, when Ashley Wolf was caught stealing third base. Gunned down by Morgan Staker. Hard hit ball, but right to the shortstop. Riston Hayes just has to squeeze the mitt and make the catch for out number 1. Bailey Kroll, who scored the only run in this game for IPF National. That was after she led off with a hit back in the 3rd. And in case you weren't with us, IPF Gold shifted the infield over. They moved the second baseman, Chloe Conhurst, to basically the 5-6 hole. And the ball was hit towards her. It was a tough play to make. She was able to get a piece of it, but not bring it in cleanly, and Kroll able to reach base and then came around to score on a Carson Davey hit down the left field line. Tied the ball game at 1, and that's where we stand now. And again, slapping it to the left side and knocking it through. Ball came up quick on the hands of Sarah Schaefer and just couldn't quite get it. Olivia Bark is the batter. Upstairs, good job by Staker, the catcher, to go and get it. The wind continues to shift around. It's been blowing in from center and from right center and from right at times, and now it's just intermittently kind of coming in a little bit more from left center, just a tad at times. Right now straight away, but it just continues to shift around, and it makes things difficult down there on the field for these players. Conference going on here. As a reminder, the winner of this game will stay right here on this field while the loser is eliminated. The winner will get Epic Fast Pitch 04 Smith. They edged out Aces Fast Pitch 16U Black 6-5 over at Veterans Park earlier this morning. And that will be our next game coming up. Very quickly, I would say maybe a little less than 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, as we kind of try to play catch up a little bit after a delayed start this morning, but a great job by the grounds crew here at Texas A&M to get the field in great shape. But of course, teams moving around to different facilities, and if you win, basically, at a certain point today, you're moving over to the Davis Diamonds, home of Aggie softball. Beautiful, beautiful stadium that's just completed a couple of years ago, and that is ultimately where the championship game for the 16U division will be played. That is scheduled for a 5 o'clock start. But the winner of this game will have to go on and win 2 more to get to that point. It'll all be on this field. Called strike 3. Bark trying to sell the walk, not going to get it, and Summers battles back after a base hit to get the strikeout on Bark. Two down here in the 5th. Ball lifted high in the sky, dying off now into left, and it falls out of the glove. Everybody running with 2 outs, and Bailey Kroll comes in to score all the way from first. Oh my. Rigby appeared to be tracking it in left, and you have to think that the sun was also maybe playing a factor there too, but you wonder if it was more sun or more wind or just a combination of both. But an unfortunate miscue there leads to the go-ahead run. Not that it really matters, you know, but in case you're wondering, from a statistical standpoint, there's no level of baseball or softball that doesn't say that the sun cannot be scored as an error to a player. So if is ruled by the score that it's the sun that played the factor, would never be scored as an error to a player. But nonetheless, just a note there. Side retired as Logan Kelly grounds out to end the inning, but a run comes across to score. Bailey Kroll has scored both of them, and IPF National now in front 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Carly Goodwin back into the circle, and Olivia Jackson is the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 5th for Iowa Fast Pitch Premier Gold. And they find themselves trailing for the first time in this ball game. Jumped out to a 1-0 lead after 2. It was tied at 1 after 3. This lifted up shallow right field, and Carson Davey able to track it down, and Olivia Jackson is retired here to start the bottom of the 5th. Back to the top of the lineup now, and Sarah Schaefer has faced a different pitcher now in all 3 of her plate appearances. But 0 for 2 thus far. You can't expect that to last long. Quality of player that Schaefer is. Top 150 player for her class by extra innings softball. And in that leadoff spot for a reason. They could use a base runner right here. Stabbed by Goodwin. Throw over to first is just in time. Appeared to be a little hesitation on maybe who was going to take charge, but finally Goodwin did. And makes the play. 2 down. This ball lifted up straight away center. Under it, Bailey Kroll makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 5th. Good work by Carly Goodwin in the circle. We've played 5. It's a 2-1 lead for IPF National over IPF Gold. We'll be back for the 6th.
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team One Elite Club Invite is coming to Kansas City.
Just when you think you've got it all figured out based on trends and patterns, think again. We see a pitcher come on for the second straight inning for the first time for IPF Gold. Lauren Summers, who pitched the fifth, on to pitch the sixth as well. And I reworked my box score and everything in between innings to prepare for a new pitcher, and this. Better see a new pitcher in the seventh so I don't have all that work go to waste. Lauren Summers, though, did a fine job, and no surprise necessarily, at least from a quality standpoint, to say, hey, we'll stick with her. Very good stuff. The run against her in the fifth was unearned, of course. In case you weren't with us, it was a high fly ball to deep left field, and just lost maybe in the sun or the wind or a combination of both. That's what led to the run. Cassie Johnson has hit 2 grand slams this weekend. And she's on base here to start off the sixth. Well, the change in the lineup here. Leah Yanga was up and about to pinch hit. But situational coaching here by Greg Dickel, one of the best. And instead, the pinch hitter will be Miranda Johannick. So maybe a spot where they might trust the sacrifice ability a little bit better of Johannick. We'll see if that's the case. Does try to do that. And she'll get another shot after it's popped foul. The catcher's fine. Smile on the face there of Morgan Staker, and that's good to see. Sarah Schaefer, the third baseman, gives the ball back to Lauren Summers. Nothing in 2. A lot of room to work here for the pitcher, Lauren Summers. So what you got to do here if you're Joe Honick, and we're trying to sacrifice early, fell behind in the count, 0-2, and doing what good hitters do and just find a way to battle back. Cover up with 2 strikes, take the ones that are out of the zone, and get something to hit. Lift it up into right. Schweigert makes the play. But a good battle nonetheless there at the plate by the pinch hitter Miranda Johanic. And there's one down with Cassie Johnson still on first base. Briley Person is the hitter. Wind continues to gust in from straightaway center at the moment. Hard grounder to third. They'll go to second to try to get the force, but it's wild. Conhurst was trying to get to second to cover, and the throw out of her reach. Third straight inning with an error. Ashley Wolf fouls off the first pitch. Called strike into Wolf. Had it in the glove, and then it popped out. Schaefer looked like she had the pick on it, and when she brought her glove up, it just swung out. Loads up the bases here in the 6th, and it looks like we'll see a change in the circle. We'll introduce you to who that is in just a moment. Right now, though, 2-1 lead for the team at the plate, IPF National. The new pitcher is Evelyn Stuck, and she was the starting pitcher in this ball game, in case you weren't with us. Comes on here in the bottom of the top of the sixth, rather, with the bases loaded and 1 out. And miscues are haunting IPF Gold right now. They led this game 1-0. Oh, they've got a rundown. 2-5-2. And that's a vital out, number 2. Well, some confusion on the field here, and we'll await the call. It's a run. So it looked like there was an out signal and then definitely a safe signal after that. Now confusion on the count. And the umpires, yep, they've conferred now and everybody agrees. One and 2 is the count to Jaden Johnson. Big strikeout there by Stuck, and it came past her. There to back it up, Conhurst quickly picks it up, and fortunately doesn't haunt IPF Gold there. Well, this has been the tough out so far. Bailey Kroll, couple of hits and has scored twice. IPF Gold has got to get out of it here. Cannot allow any more runs. Kroll takes a first pitch strike. These are all new hitters to face Stuck, even though, of course, they've seen each other previously this year, but in this game anyway. All new hitters against her as she faced 5 in the first. And then we saw a new pitcher each inning. This ball lined into left center. Coming in, here's the relay, not in time. Kroll's going to try to take second, and she does. And Bailey Kroll continues to just take charge of this game. 2 out, 2-run hit. And takes second on the throw. What a game for Bailey Kroll. This ball lined to shallow right center, but running on Lauren Summers, able to make the catch. Side finally retired, but 3 runs come across to score. All 3 go in the books as unearned, but nonetheless broken this game wide open. 5-1. IPF National leads IPF Gold, who will come to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Chloe Conhorse will lead off this bottom of the 6th inning. 5-1 lead for IPF National over IPF Gold. Carly Goodwin has done a good job in the circle. Took over with 2 outs and 2 on in the 4th. Retired the first batter she faced and then went 1-2-3 in the 5th. So great stuff so far from Carly Goodwin. Andy Jaskowiak was the starting pitcher. Tegan Kavan came on and pitched 2 2/3. And there's one away. That'll bring up Lauren Summers. Diving stop by Wolf, throwing from her knees, not in time, but what an effort. Great stop by Ashley Wolf. But give credit too to Lauren Summers, ball well placed and deserved of a hit there. Emma Schweigert. Schweigert had a big double back in the 2nd inning. This gets through. Sharp grounder. Grazes off the glove of Bark. Casey Rigby at the plate, walked her last time up. Winner of this game advances on, stays on this field. They'll play Epic fast pitch 04 Smith, who edged out Aces fast pitch 16U Black 6-5 earlier this morning over at Veterans Park. Lifted up, laying out, and it's out of the reach of Carson Davey. Laid out, good effort, just couldn't quite get there. Called strike 3. Rigby goes down for out number 2. Carly Goodwin and company trying to get out of this 6th and keep their 4-run lead intact. Becca Haig. The flip over. Side retired on the fielder's choice, 6-5. No runs, but a couple of hits in the 6th. And it's a 5-1 lead after 6 innings for IPF National over IPF Gold. We'll be back for the 7th.
In the heart of America, teams come to compete. Nothing is given, all is paid by battling on the diamond.
This ball driven deep to right center field. See you later.
Don't miss your opportunity to play against other leagues across the country. Be the heart of softball.
Gonna win more.
We start the 7th inning, 5-1 lead. And Carson Davey, first pitch, well hit, but the wind will bring it on down safely into the glove of Olivia Jackson for IPF Gold. One away to start the 7th, and Logan Kelly will step in, walked first time to the plate. Evelyn Stuck, the starting pitcher, and then returned last inning, came on. Needed her back in there and pitched well. They call her Evie. That's what you'll hear shouts of from the dugout. Just got a piece, did Kelly. Conhorst makes the play. Two down here in the top of the 7th. And brings up Cassie Johnson. Johnson walked and scored last time to the plate. Making the play. How about that? Morgan Staker able to track it down, and it's a 1-2-3 7th. Last chance now for IPF Gold, trailing 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Morgan Staker takes a strike. Carly Goodwin has been great in the circle since coming on. Third pitcher used in this game for IPF National and head coach Greg Dickel. Liner to right. What a catch, laying out Jaden Johnson at the last second. She laid out and able to make the basket catch, just sliding the glove between ball and grass, and what a play. Robs Morgan Staker, and it brings up Olivia Jackson. Olivia Jackson trying to find a way aboard here. Just base runners, what's needed for IPF Gold. There it is. Jackson, well hit ball that's cut off into the gap, and she's gunning for two, and she's in. Nice strike by Jackson and good base running. One out double. And they get back to the top of their lineup now. Sarah Schaefer will step in. This IPF Gold team led this ball game 1-0 after 2. It was tied at 1 after 4. IPF National taking the lead in the 5th and then tacked on 3 unearned in the 6th to really take charge of this game. Lifted up, trying to shade the sun is Wolf, and she's there to make the play. Schaefer retired. And here's Briston Hayes. to short. Wolf's got it over to first, and there it is. Ball game over. IPF National comes from behind and gets the win. Just a couple of unfortunate events for IPF Gold that really turned the tables in this game, but both teams impressive to see as usual. And IPF National will move on. You'll see them right here on this field coming up in our next game right after we get the field reset. They'll be ready to take on Epic Fast Pitch 04 Smith, who was victorious 6-5 over at Veterans Park early this morning over Aces Fast Pitch 16U Black. That game again coming up, and the winner of that ball game will move on to ultimately what will be the championship semifinal. We'll have that game for you. Thanks for being with us. Lots more action to come here from College Station and Old Aggie Stadium.
Do we know when the next game?
The snap of a ball, the crack of a bat. This is where the best come to play. Don't miss your opportunity to be at the destination for high-level softball clubs. The Team 1 Elite Club invite is coming to Kansas City.